So here's my question. In the movie Us, a Universal movie, Jordan Peele had to ask Steven Spielberg, is it okay if I use a Jaws t-shirt for one of my characters to wear? In this movie, there's a character that wears a Jurassic Park t-shirt. It's pretty cool. I wonder, did the director have to ask Universal, hey, can we use this shirt? Did they have to pay Universal their own movie to use a product they've done before? It's a really good question. I want to know. Beast stars Idris Elba and Sharlto Copley and is about a father and his two teenage daughters find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. It is the middle of August, it's the end of summer, and August usually gives us movies that are really bad or just summer movies that just didn't make the cut and make the end of it. We've had good prime examples like Guardians came out in August and was a huge hit. This is a movie that definitely could be put in June or July. I was like, hey, let's just put you in August. Because this movie's not terrible. It's been advertised everywhere. But if you are looking for a 90-minute, just in and out thrill ride, this is that movie. My biggest praise with Beast is actually the directing, cinematography, and editing. This movie looks really, really good. Seriously, the cinematography and the landscape shots are beautiful to look at. There is a ton, and I mean a ton, of just one takes. Even though you can clearly see certain parts where they enter in houses and they turn corners, you can see that the editing is editing into a new scene, but for their credit, it looks really good. There's a lot of them. I mean, every time there's probably like a dialogue scene or the characters are always moving, the camera moves with them, and I respect the hell out of that. Spielberg does that a lot because he likes to move a little faster than other people, and this director did the same thing. He directed a few Mark Wahlberg movies. I think he did like Contraband, Two Guns, and stuff like that. So this movie, he did a great job. Him and his editors and the cinematographer seriously did a really good job. And also we have Idris Elba, who is obviously awesome. There is one little monologue he has in the very beginning about death coming knock on the door. That was a really good acting scene. Everything else, he's just there. He's good, but he's definitely just there. It feels like a lot of the time in this movie, he's like, the sun is in his eyes, and he's like this the entire time. There's like, there's a lion. Now, speaking of that lion, the CGI in this lion looks really good. There's a scene very early on where Sharlto Copley is touching lions, and I can't tell you if that was a fake lion. Seriously, I was like, is that a real lion? Is he actually rubbing on a lion, or is that like CGI? Because it looked that amazing. Towards the end, where we get to more ridiculous stuff, you can tell there's CGI lion and CGI Idris Elba, which, ugh. But, for the most part, this lion looked really good. And the sound design of the roaring and everything, I mean, it was really good stuff. This movie, again, it's a 90-minute just thrill ride. The crowd I was with watching this movie, all of them were like, oh shit, oh shit. And then when moments happen, they kind of chuckle, whatever, and jump scenes. So, for the most part, the movie is well directed. It's really entertaining. I wasn't bored throughout this entire movie. I will say there are some awful character decisions. This older daughter, I mean, you want to grab her neck and wring her because she gets out of this car in 2 scenes. You're like, get in the fucking car. And the characters do stupid decisions like sit and sleep next to an open window in this Jeep that they're in most of the movie. But there's little stuff like that just get really annoying, and the crowd was like, what are you doing? Like, da da da. And like, there's parts where they don't shut the door when they're in this little cabin, like little things like that. But my biggest issue is 100% the last 5 minutes, which don't want to really spoil, but if you really want to see this movie, just close your ears for a minute. Literally the fight, Idris Elba versus this lion, is the last 5 minutes of this movie. Everything else is kind of like on the edge of your seat kind of stuff, which I enjoyed. This movie was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not a great movie, but I could easily watch this movie on a Tuesday in the afternoon and be entertained. I'm going to give Beast a C+. Like, seriously, if you have like the AMC Plus thing or Regal Unlimited, or if your movie theater does $5 movies on Tuesdays, this is the movie to do that with, like, for real. It's seriously a late summer movie that you could easily watch, or you could just save your money and just wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or digital or whatever. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.